Hey guys! Before this week's episode, the Xbox Dive would like to bring your attention to a special cause. Fellow diver Joseph Moran over at Poly Games is going to be hosting a special event August 11th through the 13th called Gaming Against Cancer. All proceeds will be going to St. Jude's Children's Hospital to help children win their battle against cancer. To learn more, let's hear from Joseph.
Hello everybody, welcome to Poly Games. I'm your host Joseph. Today I am so proud to present in the honor and memory of my late grandfather, Gaming Against Cancer. It is here where we as gamers fight cancer the only way we know how, which is we game against it. On August 11th through the 13th, I will be running a charity drive on Twitch with this GoFundMe in mind, where we can donate to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital for August 11th through the 13th. We're going to be running this charity in honor of my grandpa, and all that those donations go to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. So please come along with me on the journey, August 11th through the 13th, twitch.com/poly_games. That is where we're going to come together as a community, have fun, stream games like Splatoon 2, like Overwatch, maybe even some PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and have fun as a community, but most of all, donate to kids in need.
We hope you guys can spread the word about this awesome event. And with that, on with the show. Chris, one thing you love on your Xbox are all the different apps you can use. Because, I mean, right now, there are so many apps on the Xbox One. But this is a topic that is near and dear to your heart, man, because something happened recently. So, what's going on in the world of Xbox?
Well, so let's talk about the news. So, they found a picture online of Major Nelson, his gamer tag, saying that he was playing Spotify, the Spotify app on his Xbox One, and so then along with that little clip, they did have an official announcement. I think the Verge is the one who posted it, but basically they just said that they're in testing right now and that it is coming very soon to Xbox. So real quick before we kind of talk about the news itself, I'll tell you why I'm excited. I'm a big music person. Like, that's what my degree's in. That's what I went to school for. So music's always been a huge part of my life, and I absolutely love it. The issue right now with Xbox is the only way to get streaming music on there is either with Pandora, iHeartRadio, which those are okay, but you can't do specific songs. You could just stream like channels or like moods or playlists or stuff like that, or you can get Microsoft Groove, which is fine, but Microsoft Groove, it is competing with Apple Music and is competing with Spotify, and Spotify by far it seems to be the most popular.
Sure.
At least right now. And so I've been a premium subscriber to Spotify for a while now, and I use Spotify literally every single day at work. I'm listening to Spotify. So this was something that I really wanted, and they had a partnership with Sony. So PS4 got a Spotify app like a year ago. They've been able to do Spotify on their system, and Xbox has it, and there was really not a lot of talk of it coming, and so then kind of out of nowhere this dropped, and so I'm super excited that it's coming. Now again I'm paying that service, so this just adds another device. And for me, we host a lot of dinner parties or friends and things like that. Mm-hmm. So to be able to play it on the big screen in the main room through the Xbox One is just super cool, because then I can actually play the music that I want to play and not just have it be random music. So that's kind of the news in and of itself. So I think it's a really big win for Xbox.
So with Spotify, I'm trying to think, do you put your own music into like a Spotify library online that it pulls from, or
no,
you buy the music through Spotify? Or
none of that. No,
okay.
So it's all streaming. Now, what Spotify will do is like the device that it's on, mm-hmm. it will read the hard drive and add any songs that you have. So if you have it on your computer, mm-hmm. and like let's say you had 50 songs, it will just add those 50 songs right to your library.
Oh,
So
okay.
for instance, with the app, what's cool is now this is only for premium. So if you're a free member, you can still stream songs, but you'll have commercials, and I think that you're not able to pick the like single song by song.
Okay, so
on
it's more like iHeartRadio and things like that then.
Yeah, but on the computer you can. If you're
Okay.
on the computer, but with the apps, you have to. If you're not a premium member, you have to. You can pick, like, let's say you want to listen to, whoever, Pantera. You go to Pantera and then you click, listen, and it'll shuffle their songs, but you can't pick a specific song
Got it.
on the app.
Mhm.
Okay. But with as a premium member, you can anywhere
Sure.
you can pick
Okay.
it. But what happens is like on your phone, you can download whatever songs you want for their whole library and have it offline, so you're not having to stream it.
Oh, okay.
And
Got it.
but you have to play it through the app. So
Okay.
that's the way that works. But it is just a streaming service, so it doesn't really add your songs. Now that's the one advantage that Groove Music, which is Microsoft's
Right. I was gonna say,
platform,
with that,
has.
anything that's on your OneDrive, I believe you can
Yeah, you
pull
can
in,
stream it.
which is nice because OneDrive's fantastic. I love OneDrive.
Yeah, but really, I mean, Spotify, outside of Taylor Swift, Spotify has pretty much anything. I mean, there's a few.
Oh yeah, I
It doesn't
forgot.
have-
There was that big controversy. Yeah, I forgot about that.
It doesn't have Taylor Swift, and it doesn't have Garth Brooks. So there you go.
Your two favorites. Man. I feel bad for you.
Yeah, I'd love to listen to both of those, but yeah. Anyway, so that's the news. So I'm super excited as a Spotify Premium, card holder, whatever member.
Yeah.
I'm super excited because I will use this a lot. Now, the one thing they haven't mentioned, which I assume will be there, but they haven't mentioned if this will have background play, which that's actually something that is possible on Xbox now as of last year with the update, but not every application uses it. So like Pandora, you can use, for instance, in background play. So I would assume that you can, but that has not been confirmed
Sure.
at all. But hopefully it'll have background play, because then I can play Forza and listen to my music.
that the best games, man, like racing games and sports games, like Madden and like NHL, like
Yeah.
all those games with their own soundtrack, so good.
All I
So
want to
good.
do is listen to the Baby Driver soundtrack while I'm driving through Forza.
There you
so
go.
that's all.
Awesome. Or Guardians Volume 2, right?
Both.
Right.
That's fine. I actually have a playlist called Guardians plus Baby Driver, and it's Guardians Volume 1, Guardians Volume 2, and Baby Driver soundtrack,
Cool.
and My Way by Frank Sinatra, just because that's in every playlist that I make.
And why? I did not know that. Why is that? Just because you love that
it's
song?
it's the greatest song ever made, man.
There you go. Cool.
So,
Okay. Well,
little something about me there.
that's true. I learn something new about you every day, man. You just gotta
There you go,
add
there
to
you
the
go.
list.
That's
You
right.
know, but- okay. But outside of apps now, because I know you said you're super excited for Spotify. Just for our listeners,
Mhm.
What apps do you use the most on your Xbox One? Because like for myself, it's mostly video apps. So it's Netflix and Hulu and Amazon. Got to use those,
Yeah.
right? And I'm using Sling TV, right? Use the Sling TV app, which is
Yeah.
Sling TV is great, because we don't have cable or things like that. Now on PlayStation, they don't have the Sling TV app, which is kind of weird. They have almost everything else, but they don't have the Sling TV app. So I really
Yeah.
like Xbox One has that. Otherwise, we have to go back to the old Roku stick that plugs in the TV, right? Because that has it. But since it's built in Xbox, not an issue. And plus the Switch doesn't have it either. Oh wait, the Switch doesn't have any streaming apps.
Dun, dun,
But
dun.
we also use the CBS All Access, I think is what it's called. Because my wife,
Oh, yeah.
loves Big Brother. And what CBS does is really annoying. Any other network, you can normally go onto Hulu or something like that, stream your shows. CBS, you got to pay their $2 a month or whatever it is. Because it's really cheap. It's not like it's that expensive. But if we miss one of the because Big Brother, that show's on 3 days a week, man. It's Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. But the Thursday shows are not it's a little bit later. So normally we miss that, and so we want to watch the next day. You can't unless you have their app. So we use that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we really use because once again, it's just I mostly use it for video streaming. I mean, that's what I use it for.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, and we do the same thing in a big bad way.
Mhm.
I have 4 kids, and they all have different preferences and things they like to watch, and we
Sure.
have subscription. We're cable cutters. I haven't had a cable in
Yeah.
12 years.
We haven't had cable our entire marriage. So all 10 years of our
Yeah,
marriage, we've never had cable.
yeah,
And we
yeah,
just
we had it.
just recently got Sling TV, and the only reason is because my dad wanted it because they got rid of their cable, and he got the most expensive package. You could stream on 4 devices at one time. He goes, "Hey, you want to watch TV? Boom." So that's kind of nice.
Yeah. So I mean, we use a lot of that. We're big music people, so we like we will not have not have something normally playing.
Sure.
So we use a lot of either Pandora or iHeartRadio, just because those are really the only 2 options. And then of course all the video streaming stuff that you said. We use Plex a lot.
Oh yeah, Plex is really nice
So
too.
because I have a server set up in the house.
Yeah.
So
My
so
brother-in-law
we
does
use
that too. He's got his
Plex.
computer set up as a server, so then whenever room he's in the house, he can just stream his videos.
Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, so I guess just kind of tied this off. Like, one of the things I really want to see is, and we know this is coming, because I forget what conferences was, but they mentioned it. They actually showed a picture of it, but that iTunes is coming as a universal Windows Universal app, which means it'll be on Xbox. iTunes is something. While I'm traditionally a PC guy and I love my Xbox, I do most everything from my iPad.
Yeah.
See, there she is, my iPad Pro, which I absolutely love, and I have an iPhone. So, because if we're flying or going somewhere, I always take my iPad. I normally buy movies on iTunes. So basically, all the movies that I have on iTunes are locked to the iTunes account, which is not accessible on on Windows. So I either have to do it through like cast my device to my TV or something like that, or just plug up my laptop and then play it like that, which is cumbersome at times. So I have a lot of movies, and back like going years back when you would buy DVDs and it would come with digital copies, I would download the iTunes version of the movie. So I mean, I literally probably have a couple of hundred movies that I just don't have access to on my main TV through the Xbox, and we do most of our media through the Xbox. So I really want to see that come, and they said that it is. So that's definitely one thing I want.
And now that you talked about that, I totally forgot about because Flixster, which you have to kind of do through Vudu on the Xbox.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of strange because all the digital copies we get, we do through Flixster, which is also attached to Vudu. So we use the Vudu app.
Yeah.
So we don't really use it that often because we buy 4K Blu-rays, things like that. So we own the movie. We're gonna watch the I guess the best quality possible versus streaming, because our internet is decent. It's not nearly as good as yours.
Yeah.
But we do have the 4K stream package for Netflix and for Hulu and for anything we can get the 4K stream package on, we do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we do have that on there because there are certain things. We have certain movies on there where friends will be like, "Hey, you want to watch this movie?" and they'll just give me their code. So that's how I watched
cool.
Deadpool the first time. Someone gave me a code for
great.
that. So I do use that a little bit as well. Now that you mentioned it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then the only other one that I'll throw out real quick, and this may sound like kind of stupid, and I get that to a certain degree, but I read a lot of comic books.
Oh yeah.
And I actually bought my iPad originally, like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, whenever it was. I bought my very first iPad specifically for the reason of reading comic books.
Comixology.
And with Comixology, and I've been doing that ever since. I mean, I am a digital only consumer. My games are all digital. My music is all digital. My movies are all digital. And so my comics are now as well. And while I don't think I would do it all the time, if you've ever used Comixology, they have this really cool thing called a guided view, which is they kind of snap close into like a couple of word windows, and then you tap the screen, it taps to another part of the conversation. I actually enjoy reading comics this way because I tend to turn the page when I have a physical comic, and even though I'm supposed to start over here at the top left, I'm looking on the right hand side like, oh crap, what's about to happen? Right. And then I'm like, wait, and I have to force myself not to do it. So this actually kind of keeps the surprise, which is pretty fun. Yeah. But so like while I probably wouldn't use it a whole lot, I definitely would use it some, and I think it would be cool to be able to, on a 4K TV, you know, as crisp as that screen is, to be able to browse my comics and read them from my couch or, you know, from my computer.
Just hit the bumper or the trigger and just kind of flip
to go to the next.
That'd be really nice.
I would love to do that. Yeah. So
that's really cool. Now, as far as apps go, is what I'm looking for. I mean, right now, honestly, I've got everything I need. Honestly, I mean, because the Xbox offers so many great apps. Now, I will say there's a lot of junk in there I don't touch. I mean, there's a lot of things I'm like, what is this? But for the most part, when I need an app, I know it's going to be there, which is great. And actually, with you talking about Groove Music and how that works, because a lot of my stuff, I know for you always buy Apple, you know, for everything. I buy I've always kind of bought Microsoft for pretty much everything. You know, before I had my iPod, I had a Zune. Love my Zune, but it's dead, obviously. But Zune Music was great. I've got a Windows tablet. Man. You know, I had a Windows phone for a while. So all my stuff, you know, I really enjoy through Windows. So maybe if that Groove app is good and the service is good, because I know they offer to Xbox Live members, I think it's like 4 free months or something. So I could try it out for a whole quarter of a year and decide if I want to keep it or not. So I may look into that. But okay, guys, cool. What apps do you use on your Xbox One? Are there certain apps you use more than others, or certain apps you don't like, you wish you had better features? You know, what's the Xbox One missing? Let us know. If you're watching live, let us know in the Mixer chat, mixer.com/thexboxdive. Or if you're watching this later on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and then comment below. We would absolutely love that. We actually read every comment. We try to respond to every comment. Also, like we mentioned previously, always check out our Facebook community group. Go to just go to Facebook, look up the Xbox Dive, find us there, join us if you love talking about Xbox. Finally, you can find us on Twitter at the Xbox Dive.